going on, guys? This is Sam with Troops Mowing. I've had a lot of you guys request us to do a equipment tour and a trailer setup. We currently do not have the trucks hooked up to the trailers, and our ramp rack that is outside has completely offloaded their equipment for the day. Our shop space is a little bit unorganized right now because we are in the process of moving over to our lean-to storage, which I can show you here in a second. So we're in the process of moving some stuff over there and getting some pallets of mulch delivered probably within the next 2 weeks. But we do have both of our trailers in here with some of the equipment loaded up on it. So I figured now would be the perfect time to film this video and show you how our trailers are set up, and we will get into it right now. So before we jump into all the equipment on these trailers and how everything is set up, I do want to make a quick note that I have linked a lot of the equipment in the description below. So if you guys see anything that you like, feel free to click on that link, go and purchase it. I will get a little bit of a kickback from Amazon, but hopefully that this content is helping you guys out. I wouldn't hate a couple extra cents from Amazon. So if you see anything you like, please feel free to purchase that from Amazon using that link. If not, I'm sure your local dealer can supply a lot of this stuff as well. So let's take a look at our trailers. So like I said, our storage, our shop space is a little bit messy, but please don't hate us too much for it. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of our trailers, and also going to talk about a few things that I wish I would have done differently, as well as the things that we're going to be working on this off season to help facilitate efficiency as we go into 2024. So this is one of our trailers. Actually, that one in the back is the very first trailer that we purchased after upgrading our size. If you guys are curious about the size, I believe these are 5.5 feet wide to 10 feet long. So we have the same two trailers, different branding, same size. And what we've done is we have put our racks on the side. I believe this is the equipment defender rack. One thing I would have done differently for this one is I would have had three different posts. So currently it holds 2 string trimmers. I would have done one more so that we can hold like a hard edger or a hedge trimmer or something like that. Also, one thing that you guys are going to notice and probably comment on is the fact that all of these hand tools are on the roadside of the trailer. So going into next year, we're going to put everything on the curbside to be just that much more safer. We have our backpack blowers mounted on our trailers as well. We love these equipment defender racks because not only can you lock these, I'll show you the lock right here. Not only can you lock these, they're easy to access, on and off. Just have to undo the mount. Super easy on, super easy off. Right next to the string trimmers, we have our spool. This rack right here is pretty sweet. So you can have the string come off, pull as much as you need out, and you can chop the string here with its own handle. That's become pretty efficient. For our trailers, we have our stand-ons in the very front, and we have our push mowers in the very back. The reason why we have done this is one, for load efficiency. We don't want all of the weight at the very back of the trailer because we do not want that to fishtail throughout the road. But also, we don't need our stand-ons on every single property. So if the stand-on were in the back of the trailer, we would have to turn that thing on, take it off, turn it off, and then when we're done with the property, turn it back on and load it. It's a lot of wear and tear, unnecessary wear and tear on these engines. And we get these stand-ons for a pretty good deal. I think they're like $7,700 a piece. Even though it's a good deal in terms of what they would get without a military discount, it's a steep investment. We have another one right here. It's a steep investment, and you don't want the engine on and off more times than that is required. One upgrade that we've made this year is we've purchased these wheel locks from Ballard. I'm going to try to link that down, but I do not have a code for Ballard. But if there's a link below, feel free to click it. These things are a game changer. Without them, you have to ratchet strap these mowers in. And if you do that, these trailers are doing 20 to 30 lawns a day. Doing that 20 to 30 times in a day just gets tiresome, and it's an unnecessary task. So all we do is you can back this stand-on off of these wheel tracks, and that circle kind of spins down, allowing you to freely back up. And when you pull back up, just drive right over that wheel track and it locks it in place. There is a little knob off to the side here that you can close and secure the wheel lock. And to be honest, we actually don't even do that, and it stays pretty firm in place. One thing we tried doing right here is we tried being cheap, and it ended up not working, but we tried just doing some PVC pipe so that we can put our rakes and shovels in there. Going in the next year, we are definitely going to upgrade and have our racks to hold our rakes and shovels and any extra hand tools that we would need for the jobs. I'm also going to invest in fuel racks for our 2.5 gallon fuel cans. To be quite honest, that is going to be one of the last things that we would invest into on these trailers, because they can easily go right in front of the stand-on, or as you'll see on this other trailer, I've actually just put like a little wooden section where we can put the fuel cans. And granted, we just filled up that push mower, so that one's back there, but these stay right within this trailer. And you know, these fuel racks, they can cost up to $150 a piece. And so for two of them, $300 investment, this is going to be one of the last things that we would invest into on our trailers. One thing that we've also done differently that I wish we would not have done is these trailers are not set up identical. So what I mean by that is the blower is right here for this trailer. On that trailer, it's over there. So if you have an employee swapping trailers, which we try not to do, the system and the equipment are in different places, which leads to a little bit of inefficiency, and we want to minimize that. So going into next year, everything's going to be on the curbside, and all of the equipment is going to be on the exact same place for each and every trailer. Granted, we're moving to all ramp racks, but we will, use these trailers until we can't use them anymore, because we've already purchased them, so might as well use them. They're already registered, so we're going to continue to use them. Another cool rack that we have is we have our 5-gallon cooler racks, so we can strap a 5-gallon cooler to that, stays in place, put ice in there every single morning, wash it at the end of the week, and that's been pretty awesome as well. So this is our setup for our mowing crew. Another thing I'll point out really quick is the wheel lock for the push mowers. Same thing from Ballard, just a different size for the push mowers, and that prevents us from having to bungee strap or ratchet strap those down throughout the day. So this is our mowing setup. Our ramp rack setup is pretty similar. Granted, it's in the bed of a truck and not on a trailer, but we still are going to work and move everything to the curbside for that system as well. And here's just some of our extra equipment that goes on to the ramp rack. So let us know what you think, and give us a thumbs up and a subscribe if you could. Thank you.